I in the air?
What's up? What is going down, everybody? And welcome to the season premiere of Am I on the Air? That's right, we're back, baby. It is season 27, episode 1. Tonight's show is titled Host Overreacting. Host Overreacting. We are breaking down the news and entertainment, television, movies, non-spoiler reviews right here on Am I on the Air? My name is DONMEGA. I am your host. We're breaking down everything between August 16th through today, August the 22nd. So strap on in. We got a handful of non-spoiler movie reviews to talk about, a couple TV shows, and then we're going to get you caught up with all the latest and the greatest in entertainment news. So I hope you are ready, baby. Season 27 is recording. So let's do this. We're going to start over on the movie side as we typically do, and we're going to start with Blue Beetle. That's right, the latest movie from the DC universe. Some may say the DCEU, some may say the DCU. All we know for sure is that James Gunn, who is rebooting this DC universe, says that the Jaime Reyes character that is in this movie will continue into the DCU, but no word on the movie itself, right? What about the movie? What about all these characters? Is George Lopez a part of the DCU? I don't know at this point. I know the director, Angel Manuel Soto, thinks that his movie is canon in the DCU. He thinks his characters are canon, and he hopes to kind of continue that vision along. I'm not so sure, especially after the box office this weekend. It is the number one movie, but not a lot of money, guys. It is one of the weakest openings ever for DC. And it's unfortunate because this movie is really, really good. So DC, man, what a journey it has been, right? It's like ever since Zack Snyder went away, the movies have just gone downward. And I like all the DC movies, so I'm not saying necessarily downward in quality. It's downward in box office. It's downward with people not caring about the DC universe. We had Black Adam come out, did okay, right? It made about $400 million worldwide. It had a pretty good opening. And it's funny because after that, everybody was talking smack, being like, oh, look at the money Black Adam made. And it's funny because every movie since Black Adam has not made as much money as Black Adam did. So who is the laughing stock now at this point? But we had, movies like Birds of Prey come out that didn't do very good. We had movies like Shazam 2 come out and not do very good. The Flash just came out in June and not do very good. So what is going on, man? So we were wondering, how's it going to be for Blue Beetle, right? This is not a well-known character. This is kind of, it's a deep cut for some people, but I thought the trailers looked really, really good. It looked like a lot of fun. This looked like it could have been DC's kind of Spider-Man attempt, right? Like kind of going with the younger kid who's, learning his powers and has some cool stuff he could do. So I felt like it really fit kind of that Spider-Man mold for DC, and I thought it would bring out more people than it did. And it's unfortunate because I know this is a big deal for the Latin community, finally having, a Latino superhero. And they were hoping that people would come out and support from the Latino communities like they did, like, the African Americans did for Black Panther and for other movies, and the turnout was not here. And I don't know why. I think it just is a DC thing. People see DC and they're just like, I'm over it at this point. And it's unfortunate because, like I said, this is a really good movie that a lot of people really like. This thing's at 86% on Rotten Tomatoes. It is kind of generic in a superhero origin style, But what really works is just, it's the action, it's the heart, it's the family aspect. There's a lot going for it that makes it a winner. The action is really, really good. The hand-to-hand combat is good. The features of the Blue Beetle is really, really cool. The style that they went with, the suit looks amazing. And like I said, a lot of really good humor, and the family's awesome. And it really just brings this together to be a great movie. I took my daughter to see it, and my daughter says it's one of her favorite movies of the year. She really, really loved it. And most people I know that's seen it really, really have liked it. So, it's just unfortunate that it's not doing better at the box office. Where do we go from here? Once again, that's the big question, right? We're supposed to be able to see this character down the road again in the new universe, even though technically Superman Legacy is supposed to be the first movie out the gate. I'll be curious to see where this movie really falls. It doesn't really connect to the DCEU, which we still have one more film to get to, which is Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, which comes out the end of the year. And, the first Aquaman movie was $1 billion movie. This one, I don't see it going anywhere near that amount of money based on how all these films are performing. But I'd be curious to see this character continue. I want to see this character continue. I think Zolo Mariduena, who plays Jaime Reyes, is great. I love this kid on Cobra Kai, and I was so stoked when he got casted to be Blue Beetle, and I thought he killed it. I thought he knocked it out the park. George Lopez, always funny, but a lot of newcomers. And, at the end of the day, I gave Blue Beetle 4 out of 5 stars. And, the biggest thing that I will say that held me back from rating this thing higher, and I know I said the family. I know I said that, the family is a great aspect, and it is. But there's some parts in this movie where it goes a little bit overboard with the family, and it teeters on cheesiness. It takes you out of the movie a bit, especially with one certain character I don't want to spoil. But I remember, when it pops up, you're just like, God, come on, dude. You just kind of laugh, and that's not really what they were going for. I mean, maybe they were to an extent, but it took me out of the movie, and it brought the score down for me. And I know it did the same thing for Geeky Pat when we saw it together. He was kind of like totally in on the movie until certain parts, and then he was like, all right, they lost me here. And that's what I start to feel too. But on the same token, I've seen several people on Twitter say that that's one of their funniest parts of the movie, and that they love all these characters, and they love, a certain character that I'm talking about, that it made the movie for them. So, hey, that's why, film is subjective, right? Some things click for some people and they don't for others. But at the end of the day, it doesn't take away from this being a fun movie. I definitely highly recommend you go check it out. Please go support it. I give Blue Beetle 4 out of 5 stars. All right, the next couple movies I'm going to do are on VOD now. So Blue Beetle's in theaters, but now we're going to switch to VOD. And I've caught up on The Blackening. This movie came out in June and didn't get a chance to see it in the theaters. I will be honest, with this movie, when I saw the trailer, I was not digging it. And then I started to see the reviews, and the reviews were actually pretty decent. And a lot of people were saying it was really, really funny. And I love comedy. So, you know what? I was like, this weekend, I said, you know what? It's time for me to check out The Blackening, which is about 7 black friends who go away for the weekend only to find themselves trapped in a cabin with a killer who has a vendetta. They must pit their street smarts and knowledge of horror movies against the murderer to stay alive. Guys, this movie didn't click for me. I didn't like it at all. I didn't find it very funny. And I like slapsticky humor. I like spoof humor, and I felt like they were teetering on a couple different styles, and it just, at the end of the day, it just didn't work for me. And this is a short movie. It's only an hour 37. I was hoping for the best, and for me, it didn't pay off. If you like this movie, again, film is subjective and more power to you, and I'm glad. But I was very disappointed, and it really bummed me out. So I would only give The Blackening 1 out of 5 stars. I did not care for it whatsoever. What I will say, and I always give this caveat, I did watch this movie very late over the weekend, and maybe I was just tired. Maybe I just, didn't have that fresh mind. So maybe one day when it hits streaming, I'll check it out again and give it another shot. But for right now, I have to stick at 1 out of 5 stars. So we'll revisit that at some point. And then my next streaming movie, this is on premium VOD, and it's Sympathy for the Devil, which is Nicolas Cage's new movie, which is pretty much him and Joel Kinnaman. I liked the trailer when the trailer came out. This movie just dropped a couple weeks ago, and I dug the trailer. I saw some positive stuff on Twitter, and I like Joel Kinnaman. I like Nicolas Cage. I was like, yo, let me check it out, right? After being forced to drive a mysterious passenger at gunpoint, a man finds himself in a high stakes game of cat and mouse where it becomes clear that not everything is as it seems. This is another movie that's a tight hour and a half. Um, it's tense. Nicolas Cage does his best Nicolas Cage. Joel Kinnaman is great in this. It's got a nice little twist. I enjoyed this movie. I had a fun time with it. I wouldn't say pay a big premium VOD price on it, but when it hits streaming, I definitely think you should check it out, right? I think it's a fun little thriller, and I had a good time with it, so I'll definitely recommend Sympathy for the Devil. I'd give 3 out of 5 stars. And then lastly, on the movie side, before I move to television, I just want to tell you guys, go watch Strays. I know I talked about Strays on the last episode that we did last week because I saw the movie early, so I was able to talk about Strays early. Strays came out on Friday and is not doing very good at the box office, and I'm very bummed because Strays is one of the funniest movies of the year, if not the funniest movie of the year. It's a really good movie, guys, and I implore you to check out Strays. I give that one 4 out of 5 stars. It's awesome. It's hilarious. It's vulgar dogs talking and doing things. How could you not love that? So I just wanted to say once again, go see Strays. Okay? All right. That's our movie side. Switching on over to television, I'm super stoked that I record on a Tuesday because it gave me a chance right before I started recording to watch the premiere of Ahsoka. That's right, Star Wars is back, baby, over on Disney Plus. They've dropped the first 2 episodes of Ahsoka early. It was originally supposed to come out on Wednesday, and they decided to bump up the 2 episode premiere to, I believe it dropped at 6 o'clock today. So I watched the first 2 episodes and I loved it. I loved it so much. I really dug Rosario Dawson playing this character. And when she came out on The Mandalorian, I loved her right away. So stoked when she got her own television show. I love that this is tied to Rebels, even though I didn't watch the Rebels cartoon. I know a lot of people love that, and seeing the characters from that cartoon come to life and work together and be this fragile, broken team. I am just loving it so far, man, and I cannot wait to see where it takes us. This is the Star Wars stuff that I love. I was really disappointed with Andor when it came out because it was just too much of a slow burn for me and nothing really happened. Whereas this is Star Wars, right? We got tons of lightsaber battles, we got fights, we got action, we got Jedi, we got Sith, we got all kinds of stuff going on, man. And Thrawn's coming, and yeah, I'm in 110%. Go check out Ahsoka. First 2 episodes streaming right now on Disney Plus, and it looks like episodes will continue to drop on Tuesdays, but it's going to be around 6 o'clock time frame. So it won't be up all day Tuesday. They're going to drop them early Tuesday evening each week. So there you go, man. Check out Ahsoka. And then lastly, the new season of Killing It dropped. And I loved season 1 of Killing It. I'm a big Craig Robinson fan, and I thought it was a really funny show. And I was stoked that it got renewed, and I was pleasantly surprised to see that season 2 just came out because I didn't think it was coming out this fast. And then all of a sudden, I saw a commercial, and there it was on Peacock, season 2 of Killing It. So I binged the entire season over the weekend. It's 8 episodes. All episodes are streaming right now. This season is fantastic. I loved it. I hope it gets picked up for a season 3. Craig Robinson is great in this. Claudia O'Doherty, she plays Jillian, and she is phenomenal. I love this character so much. Claudia does an amazing job with this character, and her and Craig Robinson's chemistry, they're just friends, but like they're back and forth, and the way they work with each other is so good on this show. Show is hilarious, and I highly recommend you check it out. Season 2, fantastic. Now streaming. You can check out the whole season over on Peacock. So That's what I got for you guys on the movie side. We got Blue Beetle now in theaters, 4 out of 5 stars. The Blackening now on VOD, 1 out of 5 stars. Sympathy for the Devil on VOD with 3 out of 5 stars. Go check out Strays now in theaters, 4 out of 5 stars. Over on the TV side, Ahsoka, first 2 episodes now streaming on Disney Plus, and killing it with Craig Robinson, now streaming whole season, season 2 over on Peacock. All right. So there you go there. Let's talk box office. We got number 10, Sound of Freedom. Number 9, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Number 8, Haunted Mansion. Number 7, Talk to Me. Number 6, Meg 2, The Trench. Making its debut at number 5 is Strays. See, this is what I'm talking about. It did make $8 million, which isn't too shabby, but at the same time, only a number 5 debut for a brand new movie is a little disappointing. So go see Strays. Number 4 is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. Number 3 is Oppenheimer. Number 2 is Barbie. That's right. Barbie no longer the number 1 movie in its 5th week. Drops to number 2. And your number 1 movie is Blue Beetle. We just talked about it. It brought in $25 million. So really, really low debut. We were mocking Shazam 2 a couple months back when it made $30 million in its opening. And that was like, God, Shazam, 30 mil. That's 5 million more than what Blue Beetle did, guys. So very disappointing to see the low debut. I know early estimates were around 20 million. And then when the weekend was coming, they were like, hey, it looks like it's going to hit 30. And then it didn't even hit 30. We fell right in the middle of 25. So hopefully some word of mouth will get going and this movie may see a bump. That is the hope. And we'll see what happens from there. All right, guys, that's our box office. Let's switch gears and get into our news of the week. And once again, all our news is posted on our Twitter page or our X page and Facebook as well, too. So if there's any articles you want to see more of or find out more details, because some stuff I don't touch because of spoilers, and then also any trailers you want to see that we have, definitely check out the links on our social media, okay? So up first, Barbie. Barbie, we just talked about what a massive hit it is, and Warner Brothers has already announced that it's coming to home video, guys. That's right, on VOD, hitting on September 5th. So only a couple weeks away. You can now pre-order it, and you can get it for just $19.99. That's right, on September 5th. It will not be on Max right away. It's going to be on VOD first, and then it'll hit Max probably in October or November. So you'll see it there. Painting with John has been canceled after 3 seasons over on HBO. Um, the Treasury of Foggy Mountain. We have some first look photos at the Please Don't Destroy movie that's going to be coming to Peacock here soon. Please Don't Destroy is the name of the group of writers that are actually from SNL, and they're really, really awesome. I love all the Please Don't Destroy videos that they do on SNL. They made a movie. It's called The Treasure of Foggy Mountain. It's coming out on Peacock soon, and we got some first look photos at that. American Horror Stories is coming back for season 3. That's right, the spin-off show that the only difference is it's American Horror Stories with an S. Season 3 is coming to Hulu in October, so keep an eye out for that. 4 more Fast and Furious movies along with Fast X are coming to Peacock. Yeah, so we're just talking about the older movies. We're not saying 4 more movies are coming in the franchise. September 15th is what's slated right now for Fast X to make its debut on streaming over on Peacock. We got some details on season 2 of The Last of Us, if you'd like to check that out. Riz Ahmed has a new movie coming out on Apple TV Plus. It's going to be called Fingernails. Barbie has officially passed The Dark Knight as Warner Brothers' highest grossing domestic release that they've ever done. We got first look photos at The Buccaneers, which is another Apple TV Plus show that's coming. Warrior Nun. This show that's on Netflix got canceled several months ago, and people were pissed. And there started to be a lot of write-ins saying, bring back Warrior Nun. And I'll tell you, man, every time I look at the Netflix Twitter feed, there's always multiple people that are like, forget whatever you're promoting, bring back Warrior Nun. So good news, they are bringing it back, not as a show, but a trilogy of movies. Very interesting here that it has been saved, but it's going to return as a movie trilogy to wrap things up. So keep your eyes peeled for Warrior Nun, the movie. Um, Scott Pilgrim Takes Off, which is coming to Netflix. It is a new anime. It's going to hit in November. So keep an eye out for that if you like anime. Apple TV Plus has set a title for its upcoming series from Legendary's MonsterVerse. That's right. This show takes place in the Godzilla universe, and the show is called Monarch: Legacy of Monsters. No official release date yet, but it is coming this year. I'm super excited. I like the Monarch kind of series. You know, you got Skull Island, you got Godzilla vs. Kong. Lots of good stuff going on here. And now we're going to have Legacy of Monsters, talking about the Monarch, and it's going to have Godzilla in it. It's going to have a lot of other monsters in it, all coming to Apple TV Plus. So get excited for that. FX has set some fall premiere dates for Fargo Season 5, The Delayed Murder at the End of the World, and a whole bunch more. So check out that lineup. She Came to Me. We have the first trailer for that, starring Peter Dinklage, Anne Hathaway, and Marissa Tomei. It's a new rom-com that is coming, so you can check that out. We also have the trailer for My Animal, which stars Amanda Steinberg, and it's her falling in love with a werewolf. Yes, so coming-of-age romantic horror movie. That's a little interesting there. Check that out. We have the part 5 season trailer for Disenchanted. So check that out, of course, coming soon to Netflix. We have some first look photos and the first trailer for Reptile, which is a new Netflix movie starring Justin Timberlake. So check that out. Shoresy Season 2 is coming soon. We have the first teaser trailer for the Letterkenny spinoff. Mark Ruffalo is set to lead a new indie drama from Cooper Raiff called Hal and Harper. Chucky Season 3 is coming back in October, so get ready for your foul-mouthed little friend there. Coming back for Season 3, it'll air once again on USA, on Sci-Fi, and it'll stream on Peacock, so looking forward to that. Original Blue Ranger David Yost is joining the cast of Power Rangers Cosmic Fury. Um, let's see here. Salem's Lot. The remake was supposed to hit theaters this year. It remains on the shelf at Warner Brothers. They have pulled it from all calendars and no new release date been set. So I don't know why, because I remember when this trailer got shown to certain audiences, it got a rousing ovation and people were loving it. They were loving the footage, and all early word is that this movie was looking really good. So I don't know why it remains on the shelf. So we'll keep you posted on Salem's Lot. Saoirse Ronan is going to start a new sci-fi thriller, which is coming out in October, called Foe. So keep an eye out for that. Beef creator is facing some big season 2 dilemmas. That's right, Beef creator Lee Sun Jin. Beef was an amazing show. I loved it so much over on Netflix, and it has been renewed for season 2, but he says he's at a crossroads. Number one, he can't write the show because it's a writer's strike, so he's kind of paused there. But the bigger crossroads is, he says, when he developed the show, it was supposed to be an anthology series, right? So every season of Beef was just a new Beef with new people. But he loved all the characters on season 1 so much that he kind of wants to continue their story. So he's like kind of stuck in the middle. Like, what do I do? Do I continue their story, or do I go back with my anthology idea that I was going to do? As much as I'd love to see the characters continue on from season 1, I think the anthology way makes the most sense, because I remember thinking to myself when the show ended, like, this would be a really good anthology series to kind of always have something fresh each year. But we'll have to wait and see until the writer's strike is over. Um, Over on that Monarch Legacy of Monsters, Kurt Russell stars in the show with his son Wyatt Russell, and they're playing the same character, which I think is really, really cool to have Wyatt play the younger version of Kurt Russell's character. So I like that a lot. So a little nice thing there. Um, let's see here. We got an article up with the team behind Strays and kind of how they made the movie and how they pitched it, which is pretty cool. The WGA has met with studios again, but no deal is in sight as the strike has eclipsed 110 days now. So hopefully, man, I mean, they keep talking, but hopefully they'll get going on that. Mickey Mouse Clubhouse is going to be revived as the Disney Plus Junior reveals a new slate, including shows with Taye Diggs and Cynthia Erivo. Both A League of Their Own and The Peripheral have been canceled at Amazon Prime Video despite receiving second season orders earlier this year. Bums me out, man. I was talking to our good friend JV Lewis the other day, and we were talking about this because it's super frustrating when a show comes out and you like it and it becomes a hit, and then they say, "Yeah, we've renewed it for another season," and then 6 months to a year later, you find out something like this, like, now we're just not gonna do it. We've reversed the decision, and I'm always scratching my head on this, like, is when did this become a thing? Because I don't remember this ever happening until the last couple years. Maybe since streaming started. If you got renewed, you got renewed. I've never seen people pull back on shows, but now all of a sudden it's become a very, very big thing. It happens all the time now, and I don't get why, right? A League of Their Own was renewed for a second and final season, and it was only going to be 4 episodes. You're telling me they couldn't have just stuck with that plan? The Peripheral was a really good show. I really dug season one. You renewed it. Why are we pulling back? I don't get it, and it's really unfortunate. But yes, the League of Their Own and the Peripheral have been canceled at Prime Video despite having been renewed earlier in the year. The Flash is coming to Max in September, so keep your eyes out for that if you're looking to stream. We have your first look at Love at First Sight, which is Netflix's new rom-com starring Haley Lou Richardson and Ben Hardy. Anton Fuqua shares some new details about his Michael Jackson biopic that he's working on. On December 20th, you will get the 2 episode premiere of the new Percy Jackson show. That's right, Percy Jackson and the Olympians coming to Disney Plus on December 20th. Looking forward to that one there. In some sad news, Ron Cephas Jones, Emmy winning actor, most recently on This Is Us for multiple seasons, has passed away at the age of 66. Ron was an amazing actor. I love This Is Us, and he was always so great on the show when he popped up. And of course, he's been in a million other things. But very sad to hear at the age of 66. Far too young, I think, for his passing there. So definitely our thoughts and prayers out to his family and friends.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hey, I'm James Lovino, and I'm here to tell you about Alternate Sides, a movie podcast with a twist. I've worked in the film business for 2 decades, but I haven't actually seen that many movies, and this has been driving my frequent collaborator, Sam, a self-confessed film snob, crazy. So every week, while he's stuck in his car trying to avoid getting a parking ticket, thanks to New York City's alternate side parking regulations, we discuss a classic film I've finally just gotten around to seeing. Alternate Sides, a new podcast about movies, parking, and a 25-year friendship, wherever you get your podcasts.
Okay, moving along here. Let me just skip some of this box office stuff because we've already kind of talked through our box office here. We have your first look trailer. If you're a wrestling fan, there's a new show coming out called Wrestlers that is going to be on Netflix. It premieres September 13th, and it's about the OVW, the iconic Ohio Valley Wrestling Gym that's down there. And it used to be a breeding ground for WWE people, and now it's just an independent and pretty cool little documentary here being filmed on it. So check out Wrestlers on September 13th. Now, a big trailer people have been waiting for, Rebel Moon. That's right, the new Zack Snyder movie that basically is his Star Wars, right? He tells a story about how he pitched this movie as a Star Wars film to Lucasfilm many years ago, but it was going to be a violent R-rated movie, and of course Lucasfilm was like, yo, we can't make this, especially once it went to Disney. They were like, we can't do this. So he's set out to make it on his own, and of course he has an amazing relationship with Netflix, so they have decided to go ahead and make this movie. It was such a massive movie that it has now been broken into 2 parts, and it's going to have a sequel that already comes out next year, which is incredible. So yeah, Rebel Moon, a 2-part movie event, gonna start this December. So part 1, A Child of Fire, comes out December 22nd, and then part 2, The Scar Giver, comes out April 19th of 2024. So man, not very much time between the 2 movies before you get the sequel. This trailer is fantastic. I mean, visually stunning. So much going on. It does look like this crazy ass deep Star Wars movie that is just more adult. And it looks fantastic, and I'm super excited. And I think me and the guys are going to have a big movie night when this thing comes out and crank it on up. I'm excited. So definitely check out the new trailer for Rebel Moon coming to Netflix December 22nd, and then part 2 April 19th. Get ready for that. The Sex and the City spinoff and Just Like That has been renewed for season 3 over at Max. Dark Side of Comedy season 2 is coming soon to Vice, and we have the new trailer that dropped as it talks about Ellen DeGeneres, a scary Robin Williams, and as mean as hell Joan Rivers. So check that out. The show All Rise has been canceled over at the OWN network, and it will come back in September for its final 10 episodes, but no more after that. We have the new trailer for the American Horror Story Delicate, which is the new season that starts soon. So check out the first teaser trailer for that. We have your first look at the Frasier revival, which is going to debut on Paramount Plus on October 12th over in the US and Canada. So take a look at that. I was never a big Frasier fan, but excited to see it come back for all the fans of it. Mayim Bialik has declined to host Celebrity Jeopardy to support the strike. So ABC has issued a new press release, and they've updated their little fall schedule, noting that Ken Jennings will actually host the new season of Celebrity Jeopardy now, since Mayim has stepped aside. So good on her to support the strike. We have your first look at Good Burger 2. Welcome to Good Burger, dude. The first Good Burger 2 teaser has been released by Paramount Plus. This is coming soon, so check that out. Movie National Cinema Day is returning. That's right. Tickets for under $4 will all be this Sunday on August 27th, supporting National Cinema Day. So check it out. Go see some movies. It's going to probably be crowded, but it's super cheap. RuPaul's Drag Race Season 16, All Stars Season 9 have both been greenlit over at MTV and Paramount Plus. Angel Manuel Soto, the director of Blue Beetle. I didn't even know this, but I guess he was working on a Transformers movie a while back, and then it got kind of sidebarred. Then he started working on it again, and then the strike happened. So he says he's still going to work on it, and they want to do his movie. So we'll see if that comes to fruition, see what he brings to the Transformers universe. We have the trailer for Still Up, which is Apple's newest comedy series. We have the trailer for Cassandro, which previews Gael Garcia Bernal's new Prime Video movie. Upload Season 3, super excited about this. Going to hit Prime Video on Friday, October 20th. I love this show, Upload. This is going to be my plug real quick. For those of you that don't know what it is or never heard of it, go watch it. It's on Prime Video. Upload is fantastic. So very excited for Season 3 to come back on October 20th. The Re-Education of Molly Singer. We have the first trailer for that, which is Britt Robertson, new college comedy movie that she's got going on, new R-rated comedy, which I love. So check that out. Creepshow coming back for season 4 in October over on Shudder. That is their anthology series, and we have the first trailer for that. Starstruck Season 3 is coming back to Max in September, 6-episode season, so check that. The Marvels, if you're wondering when the timeline is, the director says the movie takes place literally right after Miss Marvel, the TV show. So there you go there. Theater Camp is in limited release in theaters right now. It looks really funny, and I've heard great things. It's going to be hitting Hulu in September, so very excited to check this out. I had no idea it was coming to Hulu, so very excited because I really want to see this movie because I've heard, like I said, nothing but great things on it. I'm very, very excited about that. We have the trailer for Freelance, which is another movie with John Cena. Man, this dude is cranking out movies that I can't even keep up with. John Cena and Allison Brie, they're doing an action movie. It's called Freelance, and you can check that out. The new trailer just dropped today. Barbie has overtaken Super Mario Brothers as the highest grossing movie of the year at the domestic box office, so congratulations to Barbie. Netflix has snagged Bill Burr's new comedy, Old Dads, for an October release. We got an article up with director Angel Manuel Soto talking about the future of his characters and storylines and the mere presence of the film's mid-credit scene for Blue Beetle, so check that out if you are interested. And yes, it does have a mid-credit scene, so if you go see Blue Beetle, stay to the middle. There is a post-credit at the very end, but it's kind of a silly offshoot thing that you'll probably say, I waited through the credits for that. So there you go. And lastly, Dave Bautista and Jason Momoa are going to star together in a new movie, a new buddy comedy movie titled Wrecking Crew. Blue Beetle director, once again, Angel Manuel Soto, will direct the project from a script by Warrior TV show creator Jonathan Troper. So you got the writer from Warrior, you got the director of Blue Beetle, and you got Bautista and Momoa. Sign me up, guys. This project sounds awesome. Wrecking Crew, I am there, baby. Let's do it. And on that note, my friends, we are done with the show. About 35 minutes, getting you caught up with that latest and greatest. So thank you so much. Make sure you bookmark our website, amiontheair.com. It's got your links to everything you need. Make sure you subscribe to us on your favorite podcast platform, whether it's Apple Podcast or it's Spotify or it's iHeartRadio. Anywhere you listen to podcasts, we are streaming. So to bookmark it, give it a thumbs up, give us a 5-star review, whatever you need to do. Support the show. We'd really appreciate it. Make sure you follow us on X or Twitter, whichever one you want to call it these days. We're at simply Am I on the Air, all one word. You can follow me directly at DXDonMega. Same goes for Threads. So if you're over on Threads, give us a follow at the same tokens there. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Am I on the Air. Make sure you subscribe to us on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube. Just simply Am I on the Air. And a shout out to our great affiliates at Red Dragons Radio and the Pop Culture Pros. So check us out, reddragonsradio.com. Follow on Twitter at Red Dragons Radio. And the Pop Culture Pros, you can follow on Twitter at popculture_pros. And that'll do it for me right here on this Tuesday, August the 22nd. Thank you so much for joining me. Spread the love, spread the word that if anybody's looking for the latest and the greatest, that they come right here to Am I on the Air. So have an amazing week. We're going to go check out Gran Turismo this weekend, and we'll be back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. So take care of yourselves and each other. And until next time, y'all. Peace.